Let's double your email sales in 30 minutes using a simple and effective campaign strategy. Yes, it literally takes 30 minutes. Within a half hour, you can have a campaign strategy for the month ready to foster authentic relationships and generate sales. If you want to plan 90 days in advance, which is my recommendation, simply take 90 minutes to plan 3 months worth of campaigns. Let's dive in. Really quick, I want to stress how important of a role campaign emails play within your email marketing strategy. Okay. If you're doing everything correctly, typically you're going to see a natural split of 50-50 in terms of sales between flows and campaigns. It can be more, it can be slightly less. It all depends on various factors like your objectives, the frequency at which you're sending emails, and so on. So, when I see a brand that's neglecting the campaign aspect of their email marketing strategy, all I can think to myself is like, wow, this really sucks. It really sucks because they're missing out on so much money with higher profit margins that can contribute to the scalability and the growth of the brand. They're missing out on so much. So if you're not sending campaign emails and only have automated flows, you're missing out on loads of sales and the opportunity to create customers for life. And if you begin to implement campaigns, essentially what you're doing is doubling your sales. Even if you are sending campaign emails right now, you can certainly double your sales with what I'm about to share with you. So let's dive into that. The campaign strategy. What I'm about to share with you is a very simple and effective strategy to double your email sales. And once you understand everything, you can knock this out in 30 minutes or less. Additionally, okay, this strategy will never leave you lacking for creativity, and it'll make things significantly easier for you. And I'm going to run through this in the context of planning for 1 month, okay? So if you want to do more, simply multiply it, okay? Take the principles and framework I'm sharing with you, scale it up. That said, the strategy. Whip out a calendar or a simple G Doc, which is what I do. I love my G Docs, as you can tell with every video I've posted so far up until this point. First, what I'll do is I'll scan for any major holidays, okay? And I'll plug them into the calendar to list it with the date. For example, let's say it's December. I'll list out Christmas and date it on my doc. For an example, December 25th, Christmas Day. Next, what I'll do is I'll Google national holidays or themed holidays, i.e., National Donut Day or Best Friend Day, etc. If you just do a simple Google search for national holiday or public holiday calendars of that nature, you'll get a bunch of results. And what I'll do is I'll plug those in if there are any that I feel relate to the brand or a specific product, or it just gives me a cool idea to write about for the readers. Then what I do is I look internally in the brand. Okay. Are there any sales? Are there any new products on the way, etc.? And plug it in accordingly. Then I look at how I segmented my audience to see if there's anything specific I want to touch on with specific segments of my audience. Watch my video on segmentation to dive deeper on this. If you just go on my channel and search high profit segmentation strategy or something like that, it should pop up. However, if all you're doing is sending to a broad engagement segment, this strategy will work perfectly for you. Okay. These things are more than enough to get started. So I want to point out that once you spend 1 to 3 months doing this for a brand or for your own, you're going to get new ideas all the time. But worst case scenario, you fall back on this strategy. Now, once you have the holidays, the themes, the sales, etc., listed, what you're going to do is you'll have starting points. You'll have new ideas. Okay. And each idea is simply a starting point. The next step is to reflect on what is the most important to you as the brand and to the customers and how you want to approach each idea or starting point. Using the Christmas Day example, do you just want to send one email on Christmas Day? Or do you want to tell stories that lead up to specific offers? These are questions that you need to ask yourself because that's what's going to dictate the timeline in which you're sending emails and the frequency of emails you're sending. Then you simply reflect on how many touch points you want to have with someone on each particular idea or starting point, as this will guide you on how many emails to send and when to send them. You'll notice doing what I shared with you, you'll have about 30 to 50 emails you can write and send. That's a lot. And that's just for a 30-day period. Now, this is the point where you have to be very, very intentional and dial in on what's most important and what's best for your customers. So, what I would do is I would take these starting points, these these timelines and these ideas of strategy that I'm going to be implementing, and I put it through the filter of, if it answers yes to both questions, then it passes, right? And first is this important to me as a brand? And second is this what's best for customers? If you can answer both questions, if you can pass an idea, a strategy, and a timeline of emails or whatever through these two questions, and both answers to these questions are yes, then consider putting that into your strategy for that month. If you are ending up with a lot more, then you're simply going to have to cut the fat there and really dial in even further. What is the most important and what is the absolute best for the customers? But once you have 30 to 50 emails you can write and send, like I said, you're going to cut the fat and you're going to be left with a refined, high quality campaign strategy. And that's all that's left to do at that point, is to write the emails and schedule them. It's as simple as that. And to give you a quick recap, you're going to scan for major holidays. You're going to scan for national holidays or thematic days. You're going to look internally for new products, sales, etc. You're going to reflect on your segments, any specific communication you want to have with any of them. Ask yourself that. Define your approach, the touch points, okay? Then cut the fat, what's most important to the brand and what's best for the customers, and then write and schedule them out. Simple as that. I know that if you leverage this, you will never be lacking creativity. You're always going to have a strategy in place ahead of time. So you're going to be able to front load work maybe for a few days, a week, and have the rest of the month, or even if, what my recommendation is, if you do 90 days, it can take you maybe a couple of weeks to write 90 days worth of emails. And then you have 90 days planned out. Okay. Your workload is significantly decreased. It's just front loaded, right? And you'll never be lacking creativity. You'll have a clear strategy. You'll have a better, more refined strategy because now you have time to actually write good copy. You have time to craft legitimate experiences for your customers. And as a result of that, you're going to essentially be doubling your sales. If you don't have campaigns implemented, implement them. You will be doubling your sales. If you already have campaigns implemented, try doing this. And I can pretty much guarantee you that if you do things correctly, you will see a significant increase in your email sales. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.